So I suppose I'm going to have to make a part 2 to this video. The video mysteriously shut off in the very end of what I was discussing in the last video. So I think I left off where I said her arms were outward. And so she had her arms outward focusing on me, and then all of a sudden, and then she got on the floor, and it was just strange. Her parents finally had to go get her, and they told her to stop it. They said, "Stop it," basically telling her to stop doing that. And so they got her and sat her down. She just kept staring at me, and people were staring at me all day long. Children especially, just looking up to me in awe. People were just looking at me in awe all day. And I had people just do whatever for me. They were just so nice, and they would just give me things. They were just so kind to me, and picked me out in particular just to focus on. So it was one of those days where I attracted a lot of energy and a lot of people and a lot of strangeness. So my energy was really heightened that day. So basically then after we left and we came back home, I had also nature all week long. This wasp, I shared that story in a comment section with another YouTuber. A very nice, very kind individual, by the way. And you know who you are. I have so many kind people speaking with me, and it means so much. It's just awesome. But this dirt dauber, which looks kind of like a wasp, he kept trying to come in the house. So he finally got in the house, and when I opened the door, and he flew around, and then he hit me on the nose, he tapped me on the nose. I wasn't really worried about him stinging me. Some people will be like, "Oh my goodness, he's going to sting me," but I just didn't really worry about it. So he just kind of flew around the house, and I put my hand toward the door. I opened the door. It was super hot. I didn't want to keep it open too long because it was feel way above 100 degrees, but well above 100. And I put my hand out the window. I put my hand toward the door, focused my energy on him. I finally had closed my eyes and then focused on him, and here he came back. And as I put my hand toward the door, he tapped me on the nose and flew right back out the door. He did the same thing again later. He came back in the house, flew around, little tap on my nose, and then flew right back outside when I put my hand toward the door. So, and there was this situation with several frogs where they've been following me around. They'll be hopping and appearing out of nowhere. One would hop on my boot, and it was raining like crazy that week, a couple of weeks ago, and this frog just hopped my boot, and he leaned up like he was saying hello, and had his arm leaning on my boot. And so I said, "Look, I can't. I don't want to step on you." I said, "I can't bring you in the house." I said, I said, "Go ahead, go on back, sit down, go over there. Just go on over there and stay out here." So he or she, finally just hopped off, and then did this weird looking dance. She kind of did a circle, and in a circle around, just did this little circle. And then got back down and just looked up at me. It was very, very strange. And I said that I'd be back. I said, "Bye, I'll be back. I've got to bring more stuff in," basically. And then I went back out there. It was still there. And when I walked back to the truck, there was another one just hopped out in front of me. And I said, "Y'all got to stop doing that. I don't want to step on you by accident. That would devastate me if I stepped on one of them by accident." That happened a long time ago, and I actually buried it. Yeah, I didn't. I hated to hear that. I hated to hear it. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, I'm very kind-hearted and soft-hearted. Most of the time, I'm just so connected with nature and everything. But I don't like mosquitoes and gnats, though. Mosquitoes and gnats are something that, and when a fly gets in a vehicle, it's annoying. But those are some things, and spiders can sometimes be, if they're threatening right then. I've gotten several issues with spiders. They just come right toward me, but I try to let them be, and if I don't have to, I just let them be. I'll put them on a stick and take them off somewhere and lay them in the yard. But if something's not a threat to me, I'm probably not going to bother it. But yeah, that's what happened. And this frog, I hated that years ago, I actually, that I stepped on it, and I hated to hear the sound. I hated to hear that. I just didn't, it bothered me for a long time, but then I immediately dug a spot said bless you and rest in peace to the frog, you know, and I buried it. I actually buried the frog next to where I buried one of our cats. So I actually buried that frog there, and yeah, that's where I put it. And covered the dirt, covered him up, and said a blessing and a prayer, and let him go on to rest in peace. But anyway, yeah, that I actually hated that when that happened years ago. But these frogs, I was very careful. They just come out of nowhere, and I pet one of them on the side, and he kind of turned sideways, and really seemed to enjoy it. But then it seemed to tickle him. This one frog the other night, it seemed to tickle the frog, so it just kind of like, okay, it started scratching, and then he just hopped on off. I said, okay, I'll stop scratching there, and then I just kind of pet him on the head and then walked off back to the dogs. But this one at the truck, it wound up just hopping out, and I said, y'all got to stop that. I said, I don't want to step on you. I said, I would hate that. And I just kind of pet it, and then it just hopped on off under the truck. I said, go ahead, go on. It actually listened and hopped on off under the truck. But we weren't going anywhere till the next day, so we weren't going to run over or anything. So, but yeah, the nature has just had such a connection with me, especially within the past week. It's heightened, and children, especially children, but people have, and nature in general, animals. I can talk. There was this dog that was in this vehicle barking, and I spoke, and I said, "Go on back in there." I said, "Go on back in there. It's okay." And he was like, "Her," and he went on back in there in the vehicle and laid down. So it was like I have this connection that's heightened with nature and animals in general this week. So yeah, so that's children and animals, and they've all had this major connection with me, and strange things happening regarding them. I've messed electronics up quite a bit this week. Weird things have happened, and people have just wanted to speak with me. They've just been in awe over me for some reason this week. And then I get home, and another thing this week, I was going to the truck radio. I was going to turn it down. I was just focusing to turn it down. And what it did was the volume turned up really loud and then down on the radio. All I did was focus on it, and immediately that's what happened. And then it switched stations without touching it. And my mama was like, "Man, what are you? You are so strange." So, and she knows about all the strangeness that I do. She was just joking with me. But all I had to do, excuse me, all I had to do was focus on the radio, and because my energy was so heightened, and the volume went up really loud, and then went down, and then it switched stations. I wasn't even trying to switch stations. I was actually trying to turn the volume down, but it switched stations by itself. But yeah. But then when I got home, lights flickered on me, and all kinds of stuff happened. So I went to the fridge, and I noticed as I was staring at the light, it flickered and kept trying to shut off. By the next day, the fridge light is gone. So it's dead. It's out. And the light in the refrigerator is off. So it went out. That bulb went out. So that's what's been happening to me most of this week. I've been dealing with strange energy, children and nature and people, everything just connected with me and wanting to speak with me, wanting to just have conversations with me, and just focusing their energy on me and just being in awe over me. People just being, it's one of those things where, situations where everything strange happens. And then this playing card suddenly, this playing card appeared out of nowhere in Walmart. So it just kind of, boom, there it was at the floor. It was the 10 of clubs, the 10 of clubs. And I went to look up what that means, and it matched me to, and I've been praying for positive energy. That was a loud motorcycle. Totally distracted me. They will totally get it one day doing that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, this playing card. Okay, this playing card, it didn't even have a logo or a year on it. It didn't have anything. It was just kind of strange. I might share it in a future video, maybe. but it came out of nowhere, and it was suddenly there in front of me, and something just told me to pick it up. So I picked it up, and I brought it with us, and I still have it. And it was a 10 of clubs, and I looked up the 10 of clubs, and it's also supposed to represent good fortune and financial fortune as well, and many other things that I was focusing on and thinking about that day. So a lot of strange things happened that day, a lot of strange things. So yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of strangeness this week, to say the least. And I've dealt with it my entire life, but it's been heightened this week. Like, I can focus on electronics and air conditioner or whatever to get it to do certain things, and just kind of put my hands out, and I feel the energy expand. Okay, now that motorcycle went back down the old road. Some of the crazy crap that happens around here, crazy things. I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but back to the topic. I can focus on certain things, and they'll take place sometimes, basically. Focus on the air conditioner, focus on energy, certain things happen. That's all I'll say. So that's just been a little tidbit, a little bit of the strangeness that has happened with me this week. I hope I didn't go on too long in this video, but I had to share the details of various occurrences that have taken place, so that you could know what's been happening. And this week it's been really, really heightened. So anyway, that's all for this video, and I send you all much love, and I thank you for watching. So peace, much love, and thank you for everything. Peace. Bye.